I'll tell you what, all this drama that's going on in the last couple of days is absolutely bad for the industry. It likely needs to stop, but I'm not positive that it technically will stop. Some people say that I'm upset, I'm jealous, all the above things. One, I joined an organization as a believer in a few guys that put something together that told me that this thing was going to be completely transparent. I heard that word transparency, transparency, transparency. I probably heard it so many times, I was dreaming about it in my sleep. I don't see how any of this was transparent. First of all, Tech Wash Services, you say was a member. However, we don't see them on the member list on the BBS. I'm sure that they may be there now, but you forgot to remember that there's a list on the BBS of members, and almost when you introduce somebody, they're almost instantly on that list. Secondly, what was the selection of Tech Wash Services? Did you do a random pool? Did you do a lottery to choose them to be the contractor? As far as I'm concerned, every contractor that didn't get a shot at this national account with the UAMCC individually was brought an injustice upon themselves. Yes, and particularly myself. I believe I was a member before Tech Wash Services. Not that that gave me any precedence over them to get the work, but I thought we were doing this transparent. I have some issues with the way these calls are being inbounded in my national organization. And I use the word my national organization because I think that everybody here as a pressure washing contractor should embrace that this is our organization. They keep saying this is bigger than one man. This is bigger than Ron Musgraves. It absolutely is. Reality is that it's all of our organizations, and there's no one man that should be pulling the punches or pulling the strings. I'm here to tell you, Carlos, I'm not going away on this issue. You've crossed some fiduciary responsibilities as an organization. It's a very serious matter. I take my business very seriously. We're going to do we did about 3.2 last year. We're going to do about nearly 4 million this year. So the multi-million-dollar contracts, they're right up my alley. I love to have them. However, I probably, just so everyone knows, Food Maker and Jack in the Box, I would have passed likely on this because I know that the money's never going to be attained from them that needs to be attained. Secondly, you're on a public forum. You're on YouTube now talking about a national contract that you say yet the pricing structure has not been negotiated yet. Well, that tells me that there's no signed agreement with Food Maker, period. If you don't have pricing structure, Food Maker didn't say, we're going to hire you and we'll talk about pricing later. That doesn't happen, okay? And now you're on a public forum talking about a contract. I got to tell you one thing. Why Tech Wash Services isn't on a public forum talking about it is because anytime you have a customer and you're out there, certainly I'm not talking about my customers on a public forum. One, in a master service agreement, 9 times out of 10, it tells you that you can't do any promotion or anything publicly about them in the contract. So often you can't even tell them and say that that they use you as a reference. That is in most master service agreements with most corporations. They don't want you running all over town saying that you're trying to sell them. Secondly, the other thing is you're trying to sell UAMCC memberships based on Jack in the Box business. I can tell you right now, Jack in the Box wouldn't like that. They would not like that one bit. They do not want to be utilized or drug into anything of this. I can probably almost best guess to tell you that this probably isn't going to come through. But you know what? I got lots of other issues, and I want to talk about some of them. One, the inbound calling to the UAMCC, I think it needs to change effective immediately. I'm going to petition every transition team member right now. Calls that are being inbounded by the UAMCC, we either need an independent organization handling that for it, or they need to do like every other organization and put a directory up there and let customers find these contractors independently off the website. Not having the UAMCC transition team or any member delegate these calls to specific contractors. That right there doesn't smell good. That would be transparent. The way it's being done now, it's not transparent. You know, this whole issue with Russ, you know what? I wasn't there. I don't know what it was. He said that you said, and that's what we've got now. He said, she said matter. I guess, Carlos, because it's a possibility that I've been in situations before where you were wrong and you couldn't fully apologize. There's something wrong with a leader, I'm going to tell you this right now, that can't admit that he was wrong. I've been wrong in many situations. And when I'm wrong, I will admit I'm wrong and I will apologize. I'm not wrong in this situation. There's a lot of things here that are astray as far as something that's not right. Bottom line is you're trying to disfame us as far as we weren't being told the prices. Well, you admitted that Brian from TWS was telling the prices. Well, you know what? That's not a rumor. That's shame on TWS. That's shame on the UAMCC. Because I got to tell you something else. The lack of this being a private thing has gone and blown way out of proportion. It's absolutely ridiculous. If this is the way you're going to handle executing multi-million-dollar accounts in the future, I'm going to tell you, I probably wouldn't want any part of it, and likely my brotherhood wouldn't want any part of it either. The refund matter, you know what? That's something you and the transition team members need to deal with. I think it's ridiculous. I think that anybody that joins this organization and pays their money should pay it, and there shouldn't be any refunds. You want to say because of special exception. You know what, Carlos? You know that if anybody wants a refund, they're going to come up with a special exception. I mean, that's just how it's going to be. Something's going to happen traumatic. Everybody's got these events in their life. But I'm going to tell you that something needs to be changed. It was absolutely wrong from the get-go. You had other members that potentially could have looked over this contract, looked over this agreement, negotiated with Food Maker, Jack in the Box, by the way. You know, and it's a bad deal. Carlos, I'm going to pick up the phone right now, and I'm going to make an attempt to call you. I'm gonna make an attempt to call you because you won't return my calls. So I'm going to call it here publicly on YouTube, and I'm going to see if you're going to answer.
Hello, you reached the UAMCC. Sorry, no one's available to take your call right now, but if you would be so kind to leave your name, phone number, and a brief message, someone will get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.
To page this person, press 5 now.
Hey, Carlos, this is Ron Musgraves from Pro Power Wash. Give me a call when you get a chance as it relates to this Tech Wash service agreement and all the things that relates to it that have gone on. There you go. There's a message left on YouTube. I can almost guarantee that I won't get a call. Those are numerous calls that he says he tried to call Russ the day before yesterday. I tried to call him many times. Then again, I'm going to cover this thing